In the world of mineral exploration, finding a huge deposit is like finding a needle in a haystack. But what if you had a giant, high-tech magnet that could pull that needle right out? Well, that's pretty much what a company called District Metals just did to pinpoint a potentially massive mineral deposit in Sweden. Let's dig in. So it all comes down to this one question. What exactly is hiding under all that ground in Sweden's Tajo region? Geologists have had their theories for years, but now, thanks to some incredible new tech, we're getting a much clearer picture. And believe me, it's pointing to something seriously valuable.
And the big news really boils down to this number, 8. That's how many high-potential targets District Metals just identified. Now, these aren't just random spots to dig. We're talking about 8 potential treasure troves of critical metals that could be a total game-changer for Europe's resources.
So, what are these signals they found? Well, they're not just arbitrary dots on a map. Think of them more like geological fingerprints, spotted from the sky, that all point to something really significant buried deep beneath the surface. Okay, this is where the science gets really cool. The key here is something called low electrical resistivity. Put simply, the technology is hunting for rock that conducts electricity really well. And this specific electrical signature, it's like a giant flashing neon sign pointing right at what they're looking for, a special type of rock called alum shale.
And that right there, the alum shale, is the jackpot. This is not just any old rock. It's basically a geological treasure chest, famous for being packed with some of the most in-demand metals on the entire planet. Metals that are absolutely vital for everything from our smartphones to the entire green energy revolution.
So here's the main takeaway. Geologists get really excited about low resistivity. That signal means high conductivity, which is the telltale sign of all the good stuff, the graphite and sulfides you find in alum shale. High resistivity, on the other hand, just points to other, less interesting kinds of rock. It's this simple difference that helps them narrow down a huge area to just a few prime targets. But how on earth did they find these signals without digging a single hole? Well, that brings us to the really revolutionary part of this story, the incredible technology that made this all possible. It's called the Mobile MT Survey. The best way to think about it is like a high-tech CAT scan for the planet. It's an airborne system that maps out the geology deep underground, all while flying hundreds of feet up in the air. It is way faster, way more efficient, and a whole lot less invasive than the old-school methods of exploration. So here's the breakdown. First, a plane flies over the entire region in a really precise grid pattern. We're talking over 1,300 kilometers for this one survey. As it's flying, its sensors are measuring the natural electrical properties of the rock down below. And finally, all that data gets processed to create this amazing 3D map, which makes those low-resistivity, high-potential targets just pop right off the screen. Now, finding these spots is one thing, but what makes this discovery a massive strategic opportunity is the timing. I mean, the timing is so perfect, you almost couldn't make it up. And just look at what's at stake here. We're talking about a whole suite of critical metals. You've got uranium for clean nuclear power, vanadium for stronger steel and better batteries, and of course, rare earth elements that are in literally everything from your phone to electric cars. These are the absolute building blocks of our modern world. Now, check out this timeline. On November 5th, the Swedish government proposes to lift its national ban on uranium mining. Then, just 13 days later, on November 18th, District Metals announces they've found 8 prime targets in an area known to have uranium. I mean, you can't write this stuff. The timing is absolutely incredible. And here's the bottom line. That one single policy change has the power to turn these 8 spots from just geological curiosities into potentially massive, economically viable mining projects. The value of this discovery essentially skyrocketed overnight. But, of course, in the world of mining, a discovery is never a sure thing. There are definitely still some very real risks to think about. And there's a clear road ahead of work that needs to get done. Yeah, this is the crucial reality check. Finding a promising signal from the air is a fantastic first step, but an anomaly on a map doesn't automatically mean there's a profitable mine just waiting there. There's still a ton of work to do to prove what's actually in the ground. So what's next? Well, now they've got to bring in the drills to take physical core samples and confirm what minerals are there and in what concentration. They'll also analyze all the survey data to figure out which of the 8 targets they should drill first. And they're already working on expanding their licenses, just in case these deposits are even bigger than they look.
When you step back and look at the whole picture, you can really see this perfect storm of opportunity brewing. You have the raw geological potential, you've got the cutting-edge tech to find it, a brand new, favorable regulatory environment, and of course, a massive global demand for these exact metals. All four pieces are just lining up perfectly. And that leaves us with this one huge, tantalizing question. With all these pieces falling right into place, could this discovery in the Tahoe region become Europe's next great strategic mining project? Only time and a whole lot of drilling will tell for sure, but the potential is just enormous. Hey, if you enjoyed this deep dive into strategic resources and new exploration tech, you should definitely check out the other explainers that are popping up on your screen right now. And of course, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss what we break down next. Thanks for watching!